Chatz with Queen Insomniacs, episode 6. Okay, so this week we, as we previewed last time, are going to be talking about prank culture, and that was because last week, however long ago it was going to be April Fool's, and we were like, this is a great discussion topic. So
by the way,
yes, DJ is back.
And I don't sound like a strangled frog.
She's feeling much better today. But yeah, we were talking about pranks and everything in, preparation for the next day. And we were like, this would actually be a really, really great conversation to have because there's good sides to prank culture and then there's really, really bad toxic sides to prank culture that we felt was really important to talk about. Before we get started, please remember, like, subscribe, share, comment down below, do all the fun things.
Follow our other socials.
Yes.
TikTok, Instagram,
Twitter,
Reddit.
Yep.
There's still no escape.
No. So, to start off, I guess we'll talk about the good side of pranks and pranking.
I love pranks.
They can definitely be very fun.
I love pranking people and scaring them.
Totally
and
pranked
them
each other.
Regret doing things with me on April Fools.
We've totally had very fun, lighthearted pranks with each other all the time. From being like, "Oh my gosh, look, my crush sent me this," to, "Oh, I'm scaring you from around the corner." I don't know, like, just really random stuff. I prank them constantly with stuff like that.
So unexpectedly,
we don't believe it no more.
We didn't ask for it. You're sitting at work at PetSmart, all excited. And then
you're like, "Hey, guess what?" And
I was just waiting for the proof.
Yeah.
I needed the proof.
She wants receipts.
To solidify it.
She wants receipts.
She has broken the trust.
But it's all in good fun. It's like, they're to the point now where it's like, are you really? Is this a boy who cried wolf situation?
Side
like,
eye.
What is it? Bombastic
side eye. Criminal side eye.
We're very wary of each other. But it's all in good fun. It's very lighthearted. It's your handshake buzzer, not really gonna harm anyone.
I never messed with them pranks.
No.
Ooh, the gum.
The shocker gum.
Do that to me.
Like really fun. I think. We were at Wincoat when y'all were messing around with food coloring for something, and I think I remember you coming into the classroom with paper towel around your hand, and we're like, "I cut my hand," and we're like, "What?" So it's like,
didn't I do that to you?
You probably did at some point.
I
feel
was
like
making
everyone thinks of the idea at
something.
least once.
Yeah,
food
I was baking a cake or something, and I got it all over my hands, and I decided to put it on my face. And I think I sent a picture to Nori. It was like pink. I had a nosebleed.
And I'm like, what happened? I was like, child.
It was everywhere, girl.
But fun,
and then I had to keep doing drops. I was like, no, this got lip really. You gotta have some parts that dried a little bit.
Yes.
The other ones.
You get invested, and it's obviously we can sit here and laugh about it and be like, that was so stupid. That was so dumb. I can't with you. But
kitchen, drip.
My mom was looking at me like, what are you doing? I said, I gotta send Nori a photo.
Whole time in my life, we're supposed to be baking.
I said one to my stepdad too. He came in the house like, what happened? I said, you ain't seen my message after that?
Yeah.
I was just joking.
Yeah. I didn't have it wasn't a prank, but I had a similar thing with my dad where, because I took a makeup class last spring. And we were preparing for Zombie Week, and I had to do a thing on my arm. I'll put a picture in. And I also just so happened, leaving class that day, I fell and I hurt myself. But I sent him the photo, and I had already told him, I fell and I hurt my knee. So it was completely two totally different parts of my body. But when I sent him the photo of the makeup, he's like, "Are you okay? What happened?" And I'm like, "Dad." He's like, then 5 seconds later, he's like, "Wait, I looked at it closer. I could see the makeup." And I'm like, "Yes, it's fine." So it's not quite a
the
prank.
Unintentional pranks.
But it was an unintentional prank. He was like, it would have been so bad. Because I'm like, if it was real, it was a whole chunk of my arm just gone. And I'm like, Dad, I think I would have said more if this is what occurred to me.
My aunt just had a moment like that. Recently, my cat was stuck in a tree, and we called like a non-essential number, and my uncle was at work, and so she was on the phone with him, and an officer came, and all she said to hang up was, "I gotta go, the police are at our house." And he was like, "What?" She was like, "I got to go," and she hung up, and my uncle apparently came to the house so fast. There was like 2 police cars outside. He swore one of my brother's day had finally come, and his nephew was going to jail. He came busting into the door, and everyone was just sitting there calmly like, "What's wrong with you?" He was like, "Why would you hang up and just tell me that the police are at the house?"
Yeah.
It's all to get the cat out the tree.
Yeah, it's all for a cat.
I wish I was there. It would have been so funny.
So then you've got unintentional pranks that are just like, you look back on them and laugh and be like, it was terrifying in the moment, but you know, we can look back and laugh at it. So that's the good. The not so good are the so-called...
Which I actually love.
Well, what are you thinking of before I make my point?
Death pranks.
Oh, okay.
Couples,
see, that's not what I was going to talk about.
Couples pretending that I died and my body has been mutilated in the tub.
That's terrible for me. I am breaking up.
Well, it's a loyalty test. Because if you're not going to sit here and call the cops, because in some cases they be ready to get rid of the body. If you're doing that, you got to go.
Okay, well, that reaction warrants a lot more than just...
And this is why it's bad.
That raises a few concerns. But I'm talking
if
about
one
the
of y'all
ones...
was to come in and my body is in the tub, y'all see a bunch of so-called blood, and y'all say, "Let me get a trash bag and put our body in it." We gonna have a problem.
No.
Y'all not real friends.
See, you brought that yourself because I don't know what happened.
She just said she about to put my body in the
I didn't say that's what I would do.
Nah.
If it was you, I wouldn't put you in the trash
you
bag.
making excuses. You
if it was somebody else, you would put them in the trash bag?
I don't know them like that. See, read my friend.
I feel like this is incriminating evidence.
I'm a more than her.
Limitations?
I don't know these other people. I don't know what transpired. I called the cops. I find out I've been framed.
Y'all see what I have to deal with?
You know what? That's going to make it so much worse. You put the body in the bag and then you call the cops and say I've been framed.
No, because I ain't calling. If I'm hiding the body, I'm not calling. I don't know what someone did in my house. I'm a call, but there's a body. I'm a black individual. I can't say like that. I can't. The choir will be twisting on me so fast. I'm a blink and be in jail. I'm sorry, no. I'll put I ain't gonna dump you in no trash can, but you gonna be found in the corner, that couple blocks away.
Not on the corner. Not on the corner.
Cause I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time.
Now imagine somebody that see you dragging that body out your house.
Who gonna know? I could be taking out trash.
They be peeking out the window.
I want to make a disclaimer. This is all in horrible, joking fun.
This
Please do not call the cops on us.
We are perfectly fine, y'all.
Like,
Please don't call Paw Patrol. We fine.
Not Paw Patrol.
I don't condone this behavior at any old
I
kind.
definitely don't condone this behavior.
If I get arrested, they were accomplices.
You lying. You going to jail on your own and I'm not posting your bail, girl.
It's a prank. Get it? It's a prank.
I'm broke.
And that is another part of it.
I'm broke.
That is another part of it.
I would do that on you. I would have dumb pranks where the people they ring the phone and then they have from such and such is calling from a
This is a collected call.
Those are the fun pranks.
I would do that.
Those are funny pranks.
I wouldn't even tell y'all. I would just be like, I'm gonna hang up. Phone got disconnected.
But to bring it back, we kind of diverted a little bit there.
Ooh, that's so funny.
Yes, those are a type of prank that clearly they have strong opinions about. I mean, I guess if you know, we'll focus on the couple aspect of it, right? If you know your partner, and this is something which I think was the point that you were making up, bringing up a lot when we were having this discussion initially. If y'all joke like that anyway, and like y'all know each other enough to know like this is what we do, then that's fine. But there have been like videos online where the couple, and there's always the issue of like, is this scripted? How scripted is this? Like, what are the circumstances? Which you can't. Sometimes you can tell very obvious. Like it's very very obvious.
Like if you were mad the moment the prank ended and the video cut, I don't care how long. I know it hasn't been no 24 hours. If you that mad, you was not okay with that in 5 minutes. You're not about to sit here and be like, yeah,
Like, let's
it's
upload
fine.
it. And then I understand that's the thing, too. A lot of people will be like, well, obviously it's scripted because it got uploaded anyway. If it was that big of a problem, then it wouldn't have gotten posted. But unfortunately, in the world of the internet, people will do anything for the clout, the views, all that stuff. And it's really sad because, like, you don't, depending on the person, you don't know how they're going to react and how detrimental that might be to someone's mental health. Like, I brought up Sam and Colby's prank from years and years ago, where I always mix them up, but
Colby essentially was in on the prank, and they were so-called like kidnapped, and Sam was basically he was tied up in a chair, and thought he had witnessed his best friend Colby getting shot and killed. And it's like,
which I don't know how even in the thinking of that prank, you don't ever say that's way too much.
And that's why I feel the way that I do about even with the couple ones where it's like, oh, find me body like blood all over me on the couch. Like, that's horrifying. Like, that's not, like, to me, that's not funny.
See, I feel like I'm a detective. Like, my initial instinct is, get up, girl. I know you're joking. I don't see no cuts on, no bruises, no nothing on your body. Most of them don't go that elaborate. Most of them don't. You don't even got a substance that I could touch and be like, oh, that might be blood.
We're going to be in a real life situation. We really going to be hurt one day.
We're going to be like, you fine, get up.
I ain't got the time. She going to put the taser out first. DJ, get up before I tase you right now. I'm sitting here tired.
Real friends will laugh at you and then ask if you okay.
You going to walk into me
We're not talking about you fell. We're talking about you possibly got a gunshot wound in the side. She said,
you prank me like that, you better have some good makeup done to make me believe that. I need to see the wound. Where is it?
I don't want to be pranked like that ever. I have too much emotional trauma already. I do not need you helping me make more.
Nah, because I would be the toxic person, because now you did that to me, now I gotta come back way worse and really traumatize you.
Reframing you for a murder. She gonna put one of those, I got my best friend arrested.
Fake cop everything.
Oh my goodness.
We gonna invest $100 in a real uniform.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, but like it's situations like that I'm like, you've really got to just be careful. Because it's like, like we said, the trauma of it is like not okay.
I know I can do it to her. I can't do it to Nori.
To a certain extent.
I mean, I don't think I wouldn't be like, no, that's not cool. But
I would find
there's also
because I've had ideas where I'd be like, I should do this right now, and I'd be like, I could see the look on her face.
Now, see, the issue
she about to be like, yeah, I'm packing my stuff. I moved out.
Issue is Bree is one of our mentally unstable friends.
I'm not mentally unstable.
She's chaotic.
Her idea of like,
not chaotic.
A funny joke is like,
I'm one of the nicest people you will
me
ever
and Nori's
meet in
idea
your
of like a scary prank is like putting like some bad zombie makeup on, like jumping around the corner. Bree's just gonna be like, I'm burning in the fire. The door is like shutting down. These are my last words, and then getting there, she's just sitting on the couch like, that was funny, right?
Yeah.
As she's laughing
I wouldn't let y'all get to a point where y'all didn't actually got in a car.
She's still gonna make the call and be like, oh my god.
But I'm gonna wait a couple minutes and be like, now this would be a reasonable time for them to get in the car and be about to pull up, so let me call.
Sorry,
sorry I didn't woke you up, but girl, it's funny to me.
Horrible.
Ooh,
and then good time.
I'm just imagining
the
it
now.
I can't wait till next year, girl. I feel bad for you.
I feel bad for me too.
The other side of it, that is, people will label it as a social experiment or a prank, or like the blatant just like harassment ones,
or the destruction of property. Like, I broke their earphones and gave them AirPods.
Yeah. Like, did I want AirPods? I might not even have an iPhone. I have a Samsung. You break my headphones and then be like, here's some AirPods. I'm gonna be like,
they still connect. They Bluetooth.
I don't care.
Okay, but I didn't ask for no AirPods.
Like, that's so frustrating. Or the ones where,
like, I wouldn't do that, but I think if anything, like, I might grab it. I might be one of them people who like.
If you grab, like, I'll be annoyed with you, but like, at least you're not damaging my property.
Like, you still annoyed me.
Pull it up in my hand and act like I threw it and smashed it. I would have some string or something and start smashing it with a hammer.
So now she doing too much.
See now, but now you're back to breaking the property.
No, because I didn't break it. I had a string, and
what are you?
I smashed the string, but the actual headphones are in my other hand. So then I bring out the AirPods. By the way, I didn't mess up your stuff either, so now you got both, girl.
All y'all gotta do for the sake of this video is remember, if you see Bree coming down the street, hide your stuff.
Run away.
I ain't just gonna do it to any old.
Well, that's the prank. That's the problem. No, actually, that's the prank. They walk up to anybody. See,
I'm not actually destroying their stuff.
Why'd you still?
But the people who are,
because now you gonna sit there, you gonna be like, this funny thing really did happen to me.
But it's not funny though.
It's gonna be funny when it's over with. I gave you AirPods and I didn't destroy your actual headphones.
But at the end of the day, I still didn't want the AirPods.
Right.
But now you got
interrupted
both.
my time.
I didn't mess up your stuff, so now you got both.
Okay, thank you for the AirPods. I didn't want nor need.
Alright, now you could go sell them. Now you made a
not them acting out stuff right now. I can't.
Now you made some money off of it. It's good. And you get to keep your little headphones.
Not your little headphones.
Now just undermine my headphones.
Exactly.
I got my headphones from the dollar store and I like them very much.
Them dollar store headphones is not it, so don't even be trying that.
That's all I got in my
you
pocket,
better be happy if I gave you some AirPods and I gave you back your dollar store headphones because they gonna mess up in 2 days.
I actually, Apple, don't sue me, but I actually don't like AirPods.
Why?
Because I got smart earholes.
They hurt. Their headphones do hurt a lot.
Naturally, the only ones I really like are the AirPod Pros because they're shaped more like
the only ones.
Ear canal.
Whatever. You got some weird ears. Because AirPods are the only headphones that actually fit in my ears properly.
This video just
AirPods,
turned into
sponsor for Apple.
AirPods and Ray-Pods. They're the only ones.
Apple, she's looking for an iPad. Hit her
up. So there's the destruction. There's the destruction of property form of harassment, and then there's the blatant just sexual harassment types where it'll be a guy walking by and he'll or I won't just say a guy, but there'll be a person walking by and they'll just randomly wrap an arm around somebody or grab their bottom or something, and it's why literally
even
why?
The ones that are because recently I've seen this trend where there are two people. Where there might be two people and then somebody will come up and take one of their arms and put some around another person.
Right.
I'm like, what if that's my sister?
Right.
Yeah. What if that's my brother?
Right.
I've seen videos where they include the negative reactions. Why did you do that?
Yeah. Because it's a thing of you are one just disrupting my day. No. And then you're disrupting it in such a really inappropriate and uncomfortable way.
I could be having an uncomfortable conversation with this person. We just happen to be a little close. Now you've put my arm around them.
Or why are you touching me? Mm-hmm. Why are you touching
just that too. The break.
You are a total stranger.
COVID has happened.
You're touching me.
I don't know you.
And it's
and they're just walking away
and then they walk.
There's no explanation. If I was to do that. By the way, guys, I'm not making excuses for this stuff. I'm just saying this out of fun or what I would do. Mm-hmm. But if I was to be somebody who was doing this, I would stop and be like, y'all, I'm just joking.
Right.
It was a video. And then I would ask, y'all cool being with it in a video?
Right.
Because I'm a lot of the people don't even get the time to really react to it before you walk away and move on to the next person.
Right.
What if they don't want to be on camera?
Right.
Very funny story, but my friend was featured in one of those. I don't know if they're still popular. But when they were walk up to a person, what song are you listening to? Mm-hmm. My friend was in one of those videos, and but he was bad at it because he would make fun of what the music they were listening to. And apparently she just was in her mom called her and was oh, I saw you on a YouTube video, and she was what video?
Right.
And it's just weird. I wouldn't want to be in that situation. That's not the worst thing,
right, to
be put online about, but to just randomly find out you're in their video somewhere.
Because the people who might do scary pranks where somebody jumps out and jump scares them, they'll always let them, at least from what I've seen, they'll let them know and they'll include that in the video, so it's not
you blatantly see them point out the camera's over there and
even
they're
if the person runs away, they make it a point to try to go after them at some point. But if it's okay, y'all are genuinely terrified now. It's bothering you.
Right.
If I keep coming after you, then I'll stop. But I'll try to make it obvious. Hey, there's a camera here.
Right.
Also, quick disclaimer. Obviously, she knew she was being recorded because there was a camera in her face.
Right.
But she didn't know it was going to be posted on such a platform like YouTube. And this dude had a nice
following. Yeah. And it's like, it's so bad. Because it is that element of like, how do I know that I'm going to be featured in your video or not featured in your video?
People edit things and could make you look completely
paint a whole nother
stupid.
picture.
Yeah.
Or just reimagine how the whole event went.
Right. And it's so bad. Or it'll like take someone who has like I always think about, and most of the times I see guys doing this, but I'll see the videos where they'll be like pretending to be blind and they'll do like the inappropriate touching one. Like, so they'll do like the hand brush, I'll say, of like swiping a group of girls. Typically it'll be like 2 or 3 girls in front of them. They'll like brush their butt and then bend down and like pretend to be blind walking around, and they turn around and they're looking like what? And
like
we don't know if that's scripted or
throw stuff in like stores. They'll go
I
into
just
a
saw
aisle
something like
and
that
they'll
before.
have like a bowl, or like they'll have like little marbles or something in their hand, and they'll just throw it up.
Yes.
And then just act like nothing happened.
The one I recently saw, which really had me like, I would not be happy if this happened. The person was hiding in like, you know how they'll have the big like bear bins or like the giant bouncy ball bins in like a Walmart or whatever, and it's like kind of plasticky. The person, I don't know, but the person was hiding in that, like in a giant teddy bear suit, and they were throwing like, and they were like yeeting these bears and stuff at like people's heads and stuff, and I'm like, and then like hiding back in it and being like, so that, you know, they blend in with the space, and the person would kind of look around, like some people walked away, some people went and put it back, and then they would do it again, and I'm like, that is not
You
funny.
got those, and then you have like, I know there's this one guy, I haven't seen anybody else do it, but there's this one guy who will make like inappropriate jokes, and then like just casually walk past as if it didn't happen. And I'm like, when you hear it initially, most likely your reaction is going to be to laugh, but I'm like, the stuff you're saying is uncomfortable. You're making
the uncomfortable
sexual,
laugh.
like, you might, well, like in the moment it might be really funny, but then when you think about it, it'd be like
that was not.
Why do you even say that? Because they'll like, this guy will make sexual jokes about like his parents or his family. Like he might say something sexual about, oh, I did this with my grandma last night, and just like walk past like a crowd of people as he's saying it. I'll be like, dude.
And it's like, you're doing all of this to elicit a reaction from a total stranger. You don't know what their background is like, what they've experienced, what might be triggering, and it's like,
and then you don't
for
have
laughs and
to
for
even
views.
post my reaction. You just
it's like,
I also don't like the reactions sometimes of like people's opinions on pranks, because I know like some people will say like you're too sensitive or you're too soft, or like the internet's becoming weird or whatever. But like, it's just a line where I feel like should just exist, where you know like you're doing way too much to get views and stuff from essentially strangers. Like, I'll never fully comprehend like sacrificing or putting in jeopardy like your relationships or like your image because you want to reach a certain number of views on the internet, of all things. Like, I know couples have like broken up and stuff over their YouTube channels because it's just become too much, because I think the usual thing is just that one of the two just don't have a line of like, this is where I'll stop, like this is my line of I won't cross.
They need to have
for this
you need
channel.
to sit down and have an actual conversation, even if you didn't have that initial conversation. When stuff starts getting too much, y'all need to sit down. And to me personally, I don't care how long we've been together, if I sat down and told you I wasn't cool with something, and then you keep doing stuff like that, or you do stuff that's even worse than that,
we're done.
Yeah. I'm not even going to let it get to that point. The first time you did something else, you got to go. Yeah.
It's like setting up those boundaries. And this is a thing of the internet that is just like a big problem. And more people are recognizing that, I think, and becoming a little bit better with like establishing boundaries and then respecting those boundaries. Because
another thing too is I feel like, especially in relationships with younger people, they make excuses for why things keep happening. And I'm like, no, if you told this person that you weren't cool with that and they continued to do it, there's no reason why you should be coming to me complaining about it and then saying, oh, but he was just doing it out of fun. No, because you told them you weren't fine with that, so why has this happened again?
Right.
And if that has happened again, why are you still with them?
Right.
I think a rule that should always be followed in pranks. And my aunt always says this, 'cause I have a lot of siblings, where a joke or something is funny when all parties can eventually laugh about it.
Yes.
If someone's not comfortable, then this is no longer a prank, and it shouldn't be too hard for you to be like, okay, it's time to put a stop on this. Like the Sam and Colby thing, I didn't watch the video when we first brought it up,
Yeah,
but then I went,
rough.
and then I went and watched it, and the whole time I was just like, how is no one, the cameraman,
being like,
one of
okay,
them been
okay, like that's enough.
This is not worth it. Like, we're putting this kid
even
so...
if I came up with
First of all, if I was in that group, that video was never even being brought to life, because I'm just like,
and
this
I think that was
happening.
another issue with them, like, setting boundaries, too, because I mentioned when we were talking about it before, they've done stuff, maybe not stuff that were that elaborate, but they've done, like, stuff like that to each other before. So I'm like, when you have a group of people who do stuff like that constantly, you don't, like, sometimes, unfortunately, you don't think about it. And you do go past that point. But it's like, you gotta know who to do it with and who not to.
But seeing, like, his reactions and stuff to it, I just feel like if I was there or someone there should at least been like, it's time to cut it. Like, this is not
like me.
Okay.
I couldn't sit here and you as my best friend reacted to this, let you sit here and keep going through it.
Right. And even if we had done the whole thing, I wasn't posting it. No. Like, this was okay.
Like,
that'd be
someone had to sit down and edit this video and been like, yeah, this is still going on the internet. Like, that was insane.
Which at the time I think they were still editing their own videos. So I'm like, for either one of you, you had to rewatch it.
Yeah. That would have been the end of a friendship. I'm not even sorry.
And I'm like, clearly for them, like, and that's why I make the point of, like, you gotta know who to do it with, because I'm like, I personally want to do it, but clearly to them, like, it's no longer that big of a deal because they're still way closer than they were even then.
Which is great for them, but we would have been...
Yeah.
Or at least been on a solid break. Like, I wasn't talking to you for a minute.
And I'm sure they probably did have, like, because if you've seen the video, like, he was going through, like, understandably so. He was going through it. I think, like, there's the emphasis on, like, that's your best friend. I think even if it was a total stranger,
it's just
that is so traumatizing.
Situation to me.
It's so traumatizing. Like, I think I would legit go crazy. One, just the kidnapping alone would drive me nuts, because I think he was, like, thrown into a trunk. That would drive me nuts. And then the possibility of somebody getting shot next to me, like, I would be done. I think I would mentally be broken from that point on, because you're like, what? First off, you're like, why?
Yeah.
Who, for what reason, is choosing me and this individual or my best friend in this situation?
And then they're already influencers, so it's like they already know, like, there can be people after them.
The swatting.
Yeah.
The swatting that happens. Who do we watch that's been... Oh my gosh. There's so many streamers who deal with swatting.
Really, at least from what I know of, it's not really a big thing on YouTube, but they're typically a thing with gamers.
Yeah.
Who stream on other platforms like Twitch.
Really fast. Swatting is the act of basically calling, like,
you calling the SWAT team
on a group of people who are doing nothing.
Some elaborate story to where they actually show up at the person's house
and
like bust down the doors.
People have talked about legit having, like, laser guns, like, coming through the window, seeing the people through their windows, like, across the street. It's so and it's like, these are people's lives that you're, like, messing with. Like, people can literally die, but you're like, oh, but it's just a prank. It's just a prank. Like, that's not a prank.
Which I have noticed that recently, because it's a common thing now. What streamers will do is whatever, like, place they're in, they'll let some kind of authority figure know. So, like, they might. If I live in LA, I'm going to call a police district of LA and let them know that I am a streamer. So if you do get calls like this, like, please don't be as quick to respond to that. Or if you are, like, just know that this might be some act of somebody playing a joke.
Yeah. And it's just really a shame.
There's been streamers that I've watched that it's gotten to the point where it's happened so many times that when they do get calls, they're like, oh, I know it's a joke.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, it's bad because, God forbid, what if
something serious? Really that's all I was thinking about, like.
And it's like,
because now, especially
now they ain't coming at all.
Especially when they're streaming themselves, I have to make the call because once again, God forbid, like, something does happen when you need a SWAT team. They're like, well, they said to take our time or maybe not even respond to this because
Right.
it could be a joke. And now you're like, nah, I seriously need the SWAT team
Right.
here.
Plus, not to mention, how do I really know if it's you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I feel like that was a really good conversation. I guess one final point that I want to add to this is just like, there's so many kids on the internet who are watching these, and it's like, I guess that's why a lot of people feel so strongly about it. I am definitely one of, because I'm like, kids see this stuff and they're like, let me do the thing, and I'm like, it's
People also don't
really bad.
A lot of people don't try this at home disclaimer anymore. So I'm like,
they don't, and
you're
they
not
really
even
need
explaining
to.
that these are jokes.
Like, I understand the aspect of like, people on the internet shouldn't be raising your kids,
another, like,
but kids are still
thing.
exposed to it. Like,
and then some
you
people
have
these
that
days don't
understanding.
even like. Some people just start it.
Mm-hmm.
They get straight to the point.
Because
I'm
what?
already like in the bathtub with a bunch of blood, fake blood
that's
surrounding me, and I
a-
have no intro, not explaining nothing, nothing. So people thinking it's real.
That's like it's not marketing, but I get clickbaiting. I think it's
Yes,
the term.
clickbaiting.
Because like if I put in the title joke, the whole time you're watching the video, you're like, well, this is a joke, so oh well. But if there's like no joke thing in the title and it just starts off once again with like my body in the tub,
Right.
you're hooked. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
You're watching the video.
People
Yeah,
also
that's
don't
the view.
read, so like
Yeah.
at the beginning of a video, it does not
Or the
hurt.
description.
to even
Yeah,
if,
they don't look at the
even if you didn't think about it, you or somebody on your team had to sit down and edit that video. There should have been some kind of disclaimer, some kind of, to me, some kind of audio or visual message. I would say more so audio because people don't read.
They don't.
They don't read these days.
They see words and they be like,
Nah.
anyway. But, yeah, that was our quick podcast episode on pranks and prank culture and the goods and the bads and
Thanks for coming again.
everything in between. Thank you so much, DJ. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Don't
And next
traumatize
week-
your friends.
Not next week.
Week after.
The week
We're going to do
after.
that every time.
Our next episode, we're doing another Am I the A-hole reaction.
Yes. We don't have a specific theme to this one, but we're going
Or
to just
even
check out
if we
some
do,
stuff.
y'all not gonna know, so y'all gotta stay tuned.
The odds are, if you're asking, you are the a-hole.
Bruh. Not actually.
No, most of them actually don't be. Most of them don't, and they just feel like they're overreacting.
Yeah.
And nah, you're not overreacting. Stop making excuses for people. Cut them out to each other. What they doing for you? Unless you paying my bills, my tuition, and I'm depending on you financially, which is dumb
There's
to
a
me.
whole list.
Let me not say that because you got people who do that. But anyway, thanks for watching.
Don't be a-holes. Don't traumatize your friends with pranks. Respect boundaries.
Yes. Once
All that good
again, I'm
Can't wait till next year.
Oops, sorry.
Very good.
Don't stand over your friends' beds with wands in the dark and traumatize
Who is
them.
going to do that?
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Or will we? Stay tuned. I'm joking.
I'm Nori.
I'm free.
And have a good